Hi everyone. Good morning. Good morning. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue here today, just before 9 o'clock for our daily Cricut Chat. I was so anxious. I wanted to come on like a half hour ago. I was so anxious to show you today's project, but I know that I committed to 9 o'clock, so I wanted to wait so that all of my friends would come on. Hi, Lori Joe. Hi, Emmy. I hope everyone is doing well. I want to give a few minutes before we get started. Hi, Emmy. Amy, hello. How are you? So today we're kind of continuing on with our iron-on. Hey, Susan. Hi. Nice to see you. So we're continuing on with our iron-on exploration, and I wanted to show you, I'm so anxious. Actually, I had to cut this project into two segments because I wanted to show you holographic iron-on, but I thought that it would take longer because I have a number of colors to show you. And I wanted to show you how, how the holographic looks different on different color backgrounds, because I think that's important. I think when it first came out, some people were concerned because it looked orange, but they were putting it on like red. And so I think it's important for you to know that the background is important with holographic. With the other stuff, not so much. So hey, Tamara. Tamara is coming to us from the Netherlands. Nice to see you. And so today we're going to just, instead of, trying to do holographic and the smart iron-on, I thought we would just kind of break it down real simply and do smart iron-on with the Cricut Joy and the Mini. I wanted to show you how to use the Mini. This is the project that we're going to make today. And I have a lot of people are saying they couldn't find some good graphics. And so I did cull the database, the Cricut Design Space database, and I have I think 6 or 7 different ones you can choose from, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you that file first of all, and then I'm going to show you how to apply it today. We're going to show and how to cut it on the Joy, and we're specifically talking about smart iron-on today because there's some confusion. I know when it first came out, people were confused about it. So this is a brand new product, came out in February, right? Called Smart Iron-On, and it was made specifically for the Cricut Joy. And as you know, I got my Joy over here. And as you know, it does not need a mat. That's the difference between when you see a product that says smart. It just simply means it does not need a mat for it to go through the machine. So that being said, know this, that if you have a Joy, first of all, this possibly could work on your other machines, though to be honest, I don't think it would be cost effective for you to use it, and you'd have to end up putting it on a mat, which is kind of like pointless. It's designed for a mat, for cutting without a mat, so why bother? So if you have a Cricut Joy, this is a product for you, okay? But don't turn off if you're saying, I don't have a Joy and I don't want to buy a Joy, because there are some really good principles here to learn about iron-on, and so we're going to talk about how to do different iron-ons, and so we can get people to be less intimidated by iron-on, because it is so much fun. And it's really, I was thinking this morning, end of the school year, here, and I know a lot of people's schools have closed. Up here they haven't yet. They're coming to a close, but sometimes you want to make like a little gift. And so this little gift that I made, which is, it's just like a little zippered pouch. I got these at Amazon. I think I paid less than $15 for 10 of them, and they do come in colors as well. You can get like a colored one. I want to show you how it works on colors as well. But so these were easy to acquire on Amazon, and I'm sure in other places like Michael's or TJ Maxx or whatever when things open up. Hi, Rosalind. How are you? Yes. Happy you're here too. So this was a pretty simple and quick, very quick gift to make. When you're just like kind of like last minute, I don't know, for me, when my son was in grade school, it would always be like the last minute. I'd say, how many kids or how many teachers do you want to bring things for? And he would never, he would be like, I don't know, Mom, I don't know, 10, and I'd always be missing one. So this is one of those last minute gifts or just like a just because kind of thing. And start to finish, this took me like 5 to 10 minutes. I should have timed myself, but I sat down as I usually do, like at 8 o'clock, and I was done like before I knew it. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with that's why I wanted to come on earlier, because I was done so quickly. So let's now that we are a few minutes in, I can get started. So we're talking iron-on today. We are specifically talking about smart iron-on and how to use it in the Joy, but there are some really good principles for you to learn here about iron-on in general. I'm going to take you through the iPad app and how to get your design to the Joy, and then I'm going to show you how to put it on using this, which is a little mini EasyPress. You can use your regular EasyPress for sure on this. One of the things that I would caution you is there's a zipper, and so you don't want to put the actual, this is what is great about the mini, is that it can get around zippers and stuff. So, okay, so let's start off with the app. A lot of people don't use the app. A lot of people use their computer, and that's fine, but I just wanted to make you aware of the fact that there is an app. It is functionally just about the same as the computer app, okay? There are a few things it cannot do, but functionally, for the most part, everything is there for you to do. You can find images, you can resize them, and you can actually send them to your machine. Now, if you have, this app is for people who use like Mac, Apple, so it's iOS for the iPad. I don't know if it works on an Android like tablet, but I do know that it will work, well, not this specific one, but there is a version for Android phones. I use the iPad just simply because I want you to be able to see it, but you can also use your phone, and it's downloadable, it's free, it's very similar to the Cricut Design Space app. You have to sign in, as over here is where you would sign in, and you would also choose to select whatever machine. In this case, I chose the Joy because that's what I'm working with, but you can choose whatever one you want if you have more than one machine. So I came up with, let's see, 2, 4, 6, I think there was 7 or 8. Maybe I'm not showing you, but I came up with these 7 or 8 different images, and the images I got from Cricut Design Space. So they're all Cricut Access images, and I want to show you how to look for an image when you open up Design Space, because usually when you open up Design Space, this is the screen you'll see. I think this is the screen you'll see. It's taking a minute, but you usually see a screen that says new project, okay? And then a bunch of pre-made projects. But if you're doing something start to finish, and you want to, you know, look at images, you're going to go to Canvas, and then you're going to go down here where it says image and there's a little plus. So you do that, and up comes your image search. Now you can search here all images, and this is the same as the search engine. So let's see, I did the word lipstick, and I was able to bring up, in addition to some just images, there's some really great, like, look, on a bad day, there's always lipstick. Remember that thing I showed you yesterday, that little eye with the circle? If you click on that and choose image sets, it's going to bring you to this entire image set that's called But First Makeup. And there's a whole bunch of stuff here that are fun, that, you know, just fun for makeup. And in addition, you know, the images I chose from my, for this project, I don't think any of them are from here, unless maybe one of or two. But this is how you look for images, and you just, you know, type in a word. I think I even typed in got, like you've got this, and this is what you come up with. Now, when you're doing iron-on, it's important to look for simple images, okay? So something that's very layered becomes problematic, because then you're dealing with layering, which is not impossible, but it's a little more advanced. So if you're not understanding of how to do layering yet, you might want to choose something that's simple. But also know that when you have an image that has more than one color, it usually means that there's more than one layer. And if you want, you can actually change it all to one layer, which is what I did. So let's see, I'm just gonna insert this one. I'm not gonna actually use it. So, all right. So these actually came, a couple of these came as layered images. So I wanted to make sure that it only cut out in a very simple, you know, just one color, okay? So let's have a look, for instance, at this one here. I'll move these out of the way. Okay, so this one here, this "You Look Good Today," right? Over here you'll see on the layer that it actually has three, let me show you. It actually has three layers. It has like the bottom, which is called the offset, and then you've got a shadow layer, and then you've got the original layer. Now, you could do this, for sure, you could do this, okay? But we're talking basics here today. So in my estimation, layering is a little bit harder. We'll get to it, but it's a little harder. So I wanted to just show you single layer iron-on today. So in the event that you find something like this, you can block out the other layers that you don't need. And you do that here on the app by selecting the layer here on the right-hand side and choosing this little eyeball. All right, and you see when I did that, it took away that offset layer. Now I want to take out the second layer, that shadow layer. I'm going to do the same thing. And so now I have just my image, okay? And by the way, I used a pinch, or the zoom, or whatever they call this, pinching and zooming, but I haven't changed the size of my image. So here's the thing. I went and I sized out these, and I said, okay, I can't have something that's more than about 7 inches by 4 inches. So when I bring in an image, I need to make sure that that image is going to be about that size. So how do you tell the size on an image? Well, you have to select that image, and down the bottom here, under Edit, it will show you the width and the height. This is slightly different than when you're working with the Canvas, the desktop app, okay? So I just want to point it out, and you can make it smaller by using this, like this, or you can actually click on it and make it whatever size you want, like that, okay? And it's also proportionate, just like on the canvas, okay? So now one of the things that I did also for this image is it was a 2-color image, but I wanted to make it, again, I wanted to make it simple, right? So it was actually, I think it was black, and it had like pink hearts. And so I decided, you know what, I want to cut it all out in one color, in this peach. And so what I did was I went to Actions, and I'm trying to see where it is here, because I think I did this on, yeah, I think, wait a second, Edit. Oh, the reason why it's not showing is because I attached it. Oops. All right. So what I did was I selected it, and then I chose Attach. But right now it's you know, it was already attached, so it was hard to show you. So here it is, Attach. So when you attach 2 different layers, it changes it to one color. Okay. So just so that you know that. And that's how to kind of work around with some of these images, how to change the size, how to take out certain layers, how to attach it so that it's only one layer. It's something that you kind of have to get used to. It's not super intuitive, but once you do it a couple times, you know, I know I can do this, and you work on that. So, that's working with the iPad app. Now from here, as long as my machine is connected to my iPad, I can actually cut straight from here. So that's what I want to do. And I want to, let's see, I want to just do one. So let's see, we will shade out a couple of these. Maybe this one, I like that one. All right, so I'm just going to, I don't want to cut them all because I already cut a few. So I'm just going to shade these out for now. And remember, they're just hidden. They're not gone. If you were to select them and use that X, then you would be deleting it from your canvas. But if you just use the eyeball, then it's just hiding it, okay? So here is the image that we want to cut out, bold, brave, beautiful. I want to just check and make sure that it is the size that's going to fit. Yes, it's 6.4 inches wide and 4.5 inches high, which is definitely going to fit on one of my makeup cases, okay? So I'm going to hit Make It. And you'll see it comes up, and this is my mat, okay? So this is my mat, and you'll see I have up here, there's a little mat with a 1 in it. That means I have only one mat that I'm going to be cutting. Now, what did we learn yesterday? That we have to always mirror our images, always when we're doing iron-on. So you need to go up and change it and do that little toggle switch, mirror for iron-on, okay? So once you do that, you'll see that your image is mirrored. Very simple. So we're going to hit continue. And then it's going to ask us what we want to use for material. Now remember, the Joy can cut the Smart iron-on, but it also can cut regular iron-on. The only difference is the regular iron-on needs to be on a mat. And I know there's going to be 1 or 2 people that says, you can cut the regular iron-on without the mat. But, you know, to be honest, I just haven't tried that. And so my rule of thumb is if it says Smart Iron-On, I don't need a mat. Otherwise, I need to put it on a mat. So in this case, I have to choose the material, and I'm going to choose Smart Iron-On. Okay, and it does remind me, make sure that this is turned on as mirror and that the iron-on material is placed shiny side down. So let's have a look at what we've got. I've got a few boxes of Smart Iron-On, and to speak about that, they're now, when it first came out, there was just this basic color. Now there's glitter, there's patterned, all in the Smart Iron-On. I'm sure they'll be adding to it. When you buy it as a box, it comes in a box of roll, and the roll is about 24 inches, and let me show you what it looks like. So I actually used part of this. So you don't have to use all of it at once, and I recommend that you just store it this way in the box, so it's easier to find. Now the iron-on is actually kind of a little thicker so that it can catch on the wheels of the Joy, okay? And here we've got our shiny side, and here we've got the matte side. So we're gonna put it in shiny side, okay? But I want to do it in a different color than silver because I think I already did a silver one. Yeah, so let's do it in, oh, I don't know, let's do white. This is the white one, and we'll do it on a colored pouch. So here's a brand new box. All right, and there's my sheet. Now remember that you don't have to use the whole thing. So if you're just using one piece, which is what we're gonna use, we're gonna just cut it off after we do that, which is fun. And I'm gonna move my Joy over here so you can see this. So I open up my Joy. It's already blinking because it's waiting for me to put in the product, okay? And again, I'm going to put shiny side down, make sure that our image is mirrored. We just put it into the machine. And let me show you what's going on the iPad. It's checking to make sure I have enough iron-on in there, okay? And then so it says make sure it's mirrored, and that's the closest that they're going to get to screaming at us. And the shiny side down, and then all I hit is go, and then the machine will start cutting, and it really takes just a couple of minutes to do. And I wanted to show you, this is what you end up with. This is weeded, and it's a lot thicker. If you can see from what I'm doing, it's a lot thicker than the carrier sheet, I should say, is a lot thicker. I think it's so that it will go into the machine. And here's one that I cut out just before coming on that I'm going to show you how to weed too. So it's cutting, it's actually almost done. Hey, Donna. Hello. Hi, Bren. Welcome. Oh, I'm so glad. So many people on today. We're doing iron-on with the Cricut Joy. And we're just about done cutting a cute little thing and putting it on a makeup case. So here's one that I did. And I'm gonna make sure my mini is on and everything while this is finishing up. Where's my scissors? Here we go. Hi, Justina. Hi everyone. So glad you could make it today. And remember, tomorrow we're going to do, well, I'm not going to do it tomorrow because tomorrow I thought, it's Father's Day this weekend. And I thought someone asked me about doing the Infusible Ink Coasters. And so I thought maybe we would do coasters tomorrow just for Dad. Okay, so it's done. And all I have to do is hit unload. It's going to come out of my machine. I'm just going to move my machine over. All right, and here it is done. I'm going to kind of hold it up close so you can sort of see where it's cut out. And I'm just going to take my scissors, make sure I'm not going to cut off any of my design. All right, that's my design. I'm going to put the rest of this back so I know that I have some left for another project. Okay, So this part here is very similar to what we did yesterday. We have to weed it. And so we use something called a weeding tool. You don't have to use this one that's by Cricut. Other people use other ones, but I use the Cricut one, and it's just, you know, because I have it. And what we do is we start off in the corner and we kind of catch. You see how remember, this is the carrier sheet. And this is the actual iron-on. That's why we mirror it. And that's why we do it on this non-shiny side. Oh, Donna, really? Oh, okay. I'm all confused. Donna's telling me Father's Day is next weekend. So maybe I can do the holographic tomorrow. So first what I'm doing is I'm taking off most of the vinyl. It's just a pull off kind of a thing. And it's really kind of like this stretchy stuff. It's not sticky. There is a slight stick on this, okay? And then I'm going to take my weeding tool and I'm just going to go in and take out all those negative spaces on the letters. So we can see what the letter says. And we might have to kind of move it this way to see where are those spaces. Like right here is one. There we go. And make sure you check your work, because a lot of times if you're in a hurry, you find you've forgotten a loop, especially with these really loopy, like the scripty kind of designs, like you miss an E, the inside of an E. So, and it's okay, you can turn it over, just check your work. And that's it, okay? Isn't that great? Thank you, Lisa. I don't even know what day it is anymore. Lisa's telling me Father's Day is always the third Sunday in June. And yes, I know that. I just don't even know what day it is anymore. So that is how you weed. I'm going to weed this one too so you can see it. It's a slightly different design. It's a rounder design. So I'm going to show you how that weeds as well. Again, we're picking it from the corner, one of the corners, and we're just pulling off. See how this is a round design? And there you go. And then you just go through and weed those letters out. This I would call this like a reverse image, because you're taking out the actual letters rather than taking out from around it. So I wanted to show you how this kind of thing looks. Okay, so this says hello, and then there's also, I think there's the word beautiful. Yes, hello, beautiful. Okay, so while I'm doing this, I have my EasyPress Mini heating up. And I want to show you again, because a lot of people were like surprised. Remember, we have something called the heat guide on Cricut. And I really think it's something that everyone should use. I use it every single time I do iron-on, because I just can't remember what temperature to use. So I want to show you where that is and how to find it and all that. So you want to pull up, whether it's, you know, on your phone or on your laptop or whatever. You're going to pull up your Google or whatever search engine you have. You're going to type in Cricut Heat Guide. Okay, and in this case we are using the Mini. So when you find the Cricut Heat Guide, bookmark it, because it really is super important. And so you get a choice of, do you want to use the Mini, the EasyPress 2, or the original EasyPress? And as I mentioned yesterday, you know, the irons work with Iron-On, and also the, other company heat presses work, but this is a Cricut product, and so Cricut's supporting their own product. So if you have your own iron, say, or a different heat press, you can still use this, and just kind of guess as far as like what you're using, how it's similar. I would probably, if I were using a household iron, I would probably use the Mini because it's most like an iron, even though it's not an iron. It gets really, really hot. So today we're doing the EasyPress Mini, and we're going to choose the material. And in this case, we're choosing a smart material. I don't know necessarily that there's any difference. I think it's just for ease of use. So we're going to choose Smart Iron-On, and then the base is actually 100% cotton. And we're going to hit apply, and it tells me, it gives me a little picture of what I'm supposed to do with my Mini, which is constant movement with light pressure, but I do have to have it set for medium. So I'm going to get mine set for medium. 25 seconds with a preheat, remember that preheat of 5 seconds, and then flip it over and do 15 seconds. And the last point, and I do need to make that point, is a cool peel, because the thickness of this means that it does need to cool off a little bit. That's what I've been told. So let's get our heated up material. I cut out a few things already. So we have this one here, Babe, You Got This, that I think would look really cute on pink. And then I got this white, which I think maybe on red. And then this Hello Beautiful, which maybe would look good on the yellow. So we can actually do all of these because it's so quick. If you want to, by the way, you can cut this if it's in the way, which is what I'm going to do. Okay. So I'm just waiting for my thing. Let's do this one first. Now I have to preheat, remember, for a few seconds. I can actually do that while it's getting hot. Just preheat and see how I'm moving it around. It's ready. So just kind of preheating it. That's just so, the base can sort of accept the iron-on material. And I'm going to take my iron-on, going to put it where I want it. Now, one of the things you got to be careful of with a zipper or anything with a seam is trying to keep it away from the seam. It will make a problem with getting that contact right. So keep that in mind. And then I just take my EasyPress Mini, and I'm holding it down, but it's got a little stick to it. And I'm just kind of slowly working it in a circular fashion, constant movement and around. And what did it say? 25 seconds. So I kind of just look at the clock and see what I'm doing. But you can also kind of see when you're doing it, like how it's attaching, which is kind of cool. So make sure you get all those little, the edges there, anything sticking out. You might have to come back and hit it again. That's okay. You can do that. But I think we've done our 25 seconds. I want to just give it a good look. Yeah, it actually looks like it's already lifting. And we're going to flip it over and do the back side. I suppose you could open it and do the back side, but this should be good enough. Okay, turn it over. We're going to let that cool a little tiny bit. It's still pretty hot, but I actually see it lifting. So let's have a look. There it is. There it is. Isn't that adorable? So let's do the next one. So we're going to do this Babe, You Got This. Let's preheat our little Actually, I want to use this side because I saw there was like this little imperfection there. So I'm going to do this side first. Preheat it. Line it up. I think here looks good. Take my EasyPress. Remember, this is super hot. It's not just an iron. It gets super, super hot. So be careful. You will burn yourself. And as you can see from my hands, I'm struggling with this reaction that I had to the chemo last week. And I do not need any more burns or scrapes or anything on my hands. And I apologize for the way they look, but I'm trying to get rid of it. Anyway, so I'm just moving it around, making sure I get those little diamondy things too, and doing it for about 25 seconds. Clearly, you know, I mean, you could set your timer if you want, but once you do this more than once, you'll start to see that you can see it sort of catching onto the material, the base material. Like I can see there, it's catching a little bit. So I'm just gonna do that and then turn it over and do this side. All right, and then turn it over. Still very hot. Let it cool. Don't be impatient, Rita. I want to let it cool. I'm going to hit it here because I don't know if I got that bee that well. Maybe this guy. All right. Cool, cool, cool. I'm being a perfectionist right now. Still cooling off. So let's let it cool off while we do this one. So heat it up. Put it where we want it. We'll do this one while it cools off. I'm a little afraid because I think that bee is kind of a little stuck. I might have to go back and hit it again. Constant movement, regular pressure, not like super crazy pressure, but constant movement, and make sure you're getting all parts of it. Give it a look. This looks like it's really catching, this one. Flip it over, do the back side. All right. It looks like it's catching. I'm a little paranoid. Okay. Let's see if this one's ready. And it is thicker, so it makes peeling off a little bit harder, but yeah, it's working. I think I might come back and hit it a little bit because it feels like it's not really, really on there. And I don't know if it's because it's the silver one or not, but I feel like it needs a couple more seconds. I think it's maybe not the silver. I think it's maybe that there's so many loopies, you know? So let me just, you know, just for insurance sake, we'll just go back and hit it a little bit harder. There's nothing wrong with doing that, okay? Yeah, just get it on there. Okay, we'll come back with this one, see how this one comes off. Yep. Yeah, I think it's the loops. So here's our Hello Beautiful one. We've got our Bold, Brave, Beautiful one. We've got the You Look Lovely Today. And now we got to do this Babe, You've Got This. And then we'll be done. We got this. Yeah, much better. Much better. There we go. Babe, you got this. What do you think, guys? Do you like it? Do you like them? Wasn't it easy? I mean, look, we did 3 of these in less than, and with me talking away, with less than, in less than a half an hour. Very simple and easy to do. Again, some of the principles here can be translated to doing it with both your regular machine, I won't say regular machine, with your Explorer, your Maker, and also with your EasyPress. The only thing that I would caution you about if you're not using the Mini is be careful of seams, because if I put my design too close to the seams here, it would have a hard time sticking. And I've had that problem. So when you're doing, like, for instance, baby bodysuits that have all the seams and stuff like that, be careful around those areas, around the snaps, around anywhere where there's a couple of, like a zipper snaps or things like that. All right. So this is a great little project, super simple to achieve. And remember, you just vary it. If you have a different machine, if you don't have the Joy, you can still use Iron-On on your regular machine. If you don't have the Mini, try your household iron, or try your EasyPress if you have your EasyPress. So these are projects, I try to do projects that are universal so everyone can try it, and they're not just, just for Joy. And remember the heat guide, and remember that you can get the Smart Iron-On at Cricut. And again, they have holographic, they have glitter. And when I get my order in, I'll place an order for some of these patterns, and I can show you how those look. And don't forget the iPad app, which is just really a lot of fun to try. Even if you're not going to use it regularly, it's fun to try. I have it on my phone. So sometimes when I'm out and I have an idea and I want to just kind of capture the idea, I'll just open it up and sort of do something, or take a picture, or and bring it into Design Space, so that when I come home, I can switch to my home computer and work on it there. So don't forget using that process, okay? And I will give you, after I post this video, on the replay, and it will be on YouTube, so if you missed anything, you can go there, or it will also be reposted on Miss Rita to the Rescue, and then in a few of my groups. Now, and I will give you this after, before I post it, okay? I'll give you this whole file, so you won't have to go hunting for these images. Okay, I think yeah, a teen birthday party. That's a great idea, Wendy. Yes, like a DIY birthday party. I hadn't thought of that. That's a great idea. Yeah, that's awesome. Good for you for coming up with that idea. And let's see. So tomorrow, since it's not Father's Day this weekend, tomorrow, maybe we can do those Infusible Ink Coasters tomorrow, since we are sort of using our EasyPresses. Sure, no problem. Have a great day, Constance. So, unless I hear otherwise from you, let's tomorrow work on these Infusible Ink Coasters. They're really fun ceramic coasters that you use the infusible ink to put it on. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this, but it's really a fun project. It gets very, very hot. We have to be careful, but it gets really, really hot. And you use the infusible ink, and I'll use some of the newer infusible ink designs that we got recently to show you this, okay? And we'll see you all again tomorrow, and have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Take care of yourselves.